Hello. Sorry I didn't do any of this last week. I was sick. Nothing serious or anything, it was just a cold, but I did lose my voice with it. Okay. Sorry, just looking at Rose right now going... Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Troll. Rose answer troll. Adios Toreador, AT began trolling technical therapist, TT. Hi. So, you get bossed around by the night. Okay. Given that, I have a question. Who? Oh, the one who's supposed to be cool, I think. The sunglasses guy. Don't mind me, voices are not something that I'm doing. Very well, anyway. Why would someone wear sunglasses while using a computer? Oh, my throat stills. I didn't say anything about a computer, but yes. I thought the same thing about how asinine that is. So, you know that guy? I know that anyone committed to such an affectation could only be striving to mask a severe insecurity complex, and likely harbours a crisis of self-image. I've been known to lend my charitable attention to such people, but only bossed around by them insofar as the psychiatric professional has cause to humour the demented for analytical purposes. Or maybe as a lab chimp commands the zookeeper's interest in its chit by forcing him to duck under his trajectory now and then. Okay. Wow. I didn't understand those things. But, I mean Dave? Oh, that guy. Yeah. Okay. Given that, I have a question about him. I want to know about his emotional vulnerabilities and what are the tender spots that all those devices he employs to conceal them, like all the things he says he thinks are funny. Tender spots. Your word choices are evocative. Is your design to couple with this gentleman? Whoa. No. No. Whoa. Okay. No. That just made me feel upset to think about. I just want to really try to bother him. It's hard. If you're trying to get his goat, you should know he only stalks the animal in the first place, for ironic purposes. No, I'm not really interested in his earth goat, but if that was a figure of speech, then I guess that's okay. Then we're agreed. You are hellbent upon literally seizing his shrill bearded livestock. I'll assist you. If you really want to burn him, I recommend poetry. What? Poetry? As in, like those human word bunches? Yes, they are the most delicious bunches we have. I suggest you serve these crisp bunches of honey and verbal annihilation to him as part of a complete breakfast. Oh, and will this breakfast injure his shrill barn beast? I mean this figuratively, just to be clear. A deft cluster bombing of this sort will leave nothing wriggling from the raised earth, except sulphurous tresses while it cracks and turns black. You mean like the surface of an overcooked protein object? Yeah. Roaster said yeah, and it sounded odd to say. Yeah, I suppose what I'm saying is this. Drop some hard, peer-reviewed motherfucking science on his ass. Some seriously government-funded shit. It will destroy him. Ah, yes. This is the idea that I like. Your obvious cunning with words should depend, Strider, with such vivid Empyrean tempest. Another regional sonic boom is certain in inevitability. But even so, consider me at your disposal to help craft a comeuppance of such unqualified devastation. The angels will weep pearl strings of little urban fellows cantillating an unbroken chorus of "Oh snaps." Please. I think I am perfectly capable of manufacturing these alleged dope human rhymes and starting some sick fires. I don't need your charity that you said you lend to earth monkeys who toss around poop or something like that. You're pretty snooty. Thanks for your help, but I don't need your help. Adios Toreador AT, blocked Tentacle Therapist TT. Adios Toreador AT, unblocked Tentacle Therapist TT. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to block you. That was way too gravelly, but my throat's still sore. I'll have to really work on my attack rates. She's just lying there like that. Wait, how long did that take? Shit, 7 minutes, wow. Rose Answer Troll. We'll have enough time to do this bump. Oh, wow. I do not think I actually have time to read this. I can try, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it in the time I have. I'll try. If this cuts out now, it's because I ran out of time, because I'm a slow reader. So, yeah. Grim Auxiliatrix GA began trolling Tentacle Therapist TT. Your dark spectacled friend has advised me on a more effective method for trolling you. I think his contention is that this strategy will have the opposite of the intended effect and precipitate a sort of bond between us that is established in mutual antagonism. What do you think about this? I think you're shrewd to have recognized his play of sabotage, and you've earned my compliments. Ah, see? It is working already. What is? I've listened to his advice and have resolved to modify the approach slightly. I know what I have to do. What we have to do, really. What's that? Remember the first time we spoke? Yes, but you said it wasn't the first time you spoke to me. Will graciously omit my embarrassing skepticism, however. The first time you spoke to me was the second time I spoke to you. This conversation doesn't sound like your first time either. This is your second conversation with me, but is my seventh with you. And when exactly does your maiden encounter take place? That's next time. So, to clarify, if the matching of my first with your second is denoted 1 to 2, if 1 equals 2, then the sequence will be 1 equals 2, 2 equals 7, 3 equals 1, 4 equals... yes, and the rest of the sequence is simply 4 equals 3, 5 equals 4, 6 equals 5, 7 equals 6. Unless my future self stowed another conversation in between one of those, which is entirely possible. But, I I don't want to think about that. Why is it that when the subject of temporal mechanics is broached, your sparing troll intellects, etc., etc.? See, that is what I mean, Rose. You are not as dumb of a girl as I was initially led to believe. You mean based on the first impression I am apparently about to make in our next conversation? Yes. What could I possibly say that will leave such an imprint? That is why I have contacted you now. I will send you a copy of our first conversation directly from my chat log. Grim Auxiliatrix, GA, St. Technical Therapist, TT, the file conversation with a very stupid girl. Text. I guess being forced to cooperate with a stable time loop is the only plausible explanation for my remarks. Yes, and then I found it sort of curious that during my next conversation with you, your various mental endowments and wherewithals were not as they seemed. I suspected the stratagem might be a counter-trolling measure, but then I was not so sure and further examination grew warrant. And what if my countermeasure is to choose not to transcribe this dialogue accurately in the first feature place? But see, I have edited the copy already in ways that will remain secret for now, but you will discover once you type it. You are destined to edit it, no matter what. No matter what, and what you submit will be what I once read, regardless. Huh. Unless I decide to copy it word for word. Yes, unless I lied about editing it in the first place. Either way, through knowledge of what you will say, I have precisely engineered the nature of your transgression. Ha ha. So your trolling strategy is now to put idiotic words in my mouth through the machinery of temporal inevitability and cause me to excruciate over how to subvert the transcription. Yes, while being perfectly upfront about it. Yes, I suppose it's that sarcasm all the time seems laborious to me. I'll admit it's a more advanced tactic than I gave you credit for. Yes, and the providence of this antagonism ninja vice grip pinching your larynx has already begun to supply my purpose with fruit. The chewy frost shimmering on our tree of human friendship has begun to thaw. Mixed metaphor aside, usually ninjas don't announce what they're doing when they're doing it, like when stalking an emperor to assassinate him. Or befriend him, but that's fine. I guess only the pointless question we haven't exhausted is why? Why the convoluted artifice? Dave realized insight into the human psychology of friendship development. By allotting you your side of the conversation, I have you at the disadvantage in your view, and you will seek to reclaim higher ground. The successive conversations 4-3 and 5-4, and such. Your demeanour will be terse, if not saturated with disdain, and it will cause me to be confused and question your motivation. But now I know your motivation, because I am supplying it here and now. There will be simple acts of friendly human retaliation. So you're not only rigging the first impression I make on you, but orchestrating my revenge for rigging as well. Yes, it seems friendship for some humans is a basic aggregation of shallow and insincere hostilities. That's an interesting take on it. But now I know for sure Dave isn't behind this plan. It's too complicated. I don't understand. Who better to coordinate such events than a Knight of Time? You're awfully quick to his defense. Are you sure you don't have a thing for him? It's okay, bro. You can admit it. I'm hopping to 8 equals 8. Ideally, you have long since discarded this train of thought. Okay, I'm going to talk to my dead cat. Hey, I made it. Woo! There she is. And I will finish it here. Bye.